Hello and welcome to another episode of Cocktails and Curtain Calls. I'm Matt Austin.
And I am Beth Young. And for the next 20 minutes, half an hour, we are going to talk to Michele Leigh, whose original play is being produced and performed by the Town Players of Newtown. Welcome.
Welcome, welcome.
Yes, thank you for coming.
And you got your cocktail?
I'm ready.
So festive. You are so festive. Cheers. Cheers. It's great to see you. And we're really excited to hear about what you've got going on. So do tell.
So tell us about the play.
I'm telling you all about it. So I'm festive, right? Because it's holiday. It's the holidays.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do a holiday fundraiser, right? Everyone loves a holiday story. So I mentioned off camera that we were looking for original material. I feel like what a lot of theaters are doing now in the virtual world. So I had written a play about 10, 12 years ago in a playwriting class at Western Connecticut State University. It's
with Louisa?
Louisa.
Yes, with Louisa.
We are all too familiar with Louisa.
Louisa was fabulous.
She is. She still is.
She taught a class and she said, you know, everyone thinks they can write a play, but here's what you got to do. And you got to make it compelling. And when we would read stuff out loud, she's like, why am I listening to this? You know,
yeah.
Why do I care? You know, make me care. She was, so out of the maybe 25 students, she said, you know, half of you are going to drop out, which was true. And then, you know, maybe a handful of you will come up with a play. But I was totally, like, I was rising to the challenge. And it was a one-act play. So 5 characters or less, one set, tell your story in half an hour. And I was like, okay, and it could be anything, right? I mean, that's just the parameter. So I love murder mysteries. And so I did something, it's been described as like a Law and Order, an episode of Law and Order, but I got a disillusioned cop and I got his cop's partner and then his wife appears in flashbacks. So I only used 3 characters. And because I was so new, I never had all 3 characters on stage at the same time. That just seemed too like daunting. So I had 2 and then 2, you know, because you have to have a different voice for each character. And, you know, it was tricky, but it was fun. And I got selected to have some folks from the theater department come in and read my lines, which was huge. So there's, 1 male and 2 females, right? So I say, got to make each voice, you know, sound different. And there was one line where Nick says to his wife, he says, you never want to make love anymore. And the actor who was reading it says, Michele, a guy's not going to say that. A guy's going to say sex. You don't want to have sex anymore. You know what I mean? Like just the wording of what, so just workshopping it, you know, and just reading your stuff out loud and having people and listening to what people have to say. And then I submitted it to the Strawberry Festival. Have you guys ever heard of the Strawberry Festival?
I've heard of it, but I'm not, it's New York City and
it's a New York City thing. And it's sort of like American Idol for playwrights. So everybody sends in their one-act play. They pick 4 of their favorites each night. So half hour intermission, half hour. The audience votes for its favorite. And then it moves to the next round and moves to the next round. So we moved, I had an opportunity, I said, to do it a few times. And then I got a 3-week run at the Producers Club. And I played Danny in one of the productions. I'll never do that again. I'll never direct myself. I don't know if you've ever done that. It's not ideal. I know some.
It's hard to see yourself. Yeah.
And it's hard, because you're not, no one told me. I was watching a video and I was talking so fast and nobody told me to slow down. You know, you need a director to do that for you. But yeah, so the Strawberry Festival, and then we did the Producers Club, and then, you know, Brian was like, hey, does anybody have an idea for a play? And I said, well, there's 2 flashbacks to Christmas. It's not really a Christmassy feel-good story. You know, I mentioned it's kind of like a Law and Order.
But I think Christmas, I think Law and Order.
Thank you. You know how much
just says Christmas.
Yeah, and domestic calls that cops have to go on during the holidays. It's a very interesting time. So yeah, I put a little warning because there is some like adult language, but it's real. It's so authentic. And I have my dream cast, and you can't imagine what we're doing. We do it once a week.
You got some good people, right?
Okay,
I think
John
Squires.
He's playing Nick, disillusioned cop. Then my girl, Nikki Yates Nick, she was in Columbo. She was the girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
She murdered, helped him murder his wife.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, no, in Columbo, not my play.
Oh.
Yeah, no, well, this is karma, man. No, I won't do that. You'll have to bleep me out. No, Nikki in Columbo, she was the girlfriend who helped murder the wife. And now in this one, she's the wife. So she has like a whole different perspective, you know, of like, you know, being the wife and seeing what's going on. But she's great. And then Joy Harris If you remember that name, Joy Harris, originally I met her through Colombo as well. She's playing Danny, and I'm telling you, she's blowing me away as far as what Danny would look like and what Danny would sound like. And she's like, is it okay if I smoke? I think Danny would smoke. I was like, yeah, Danny would smoke. Danny would have a cup of coffee and a cigarette, and she's got the fingerless gloves and the badge, she's the cop's partner. And they're, all three actors have a combination of screen and stage experience.
Nice.
And I think that's what you need in this whole new world. Like they're doing a lot of dialogue right to camera. They're passing things through the webcam. We were playing with lighting a cigarette through the webcam, but keeping the audience engaged and not keeping them for too long. That's what I'm finding. So if you're watching what other people are doing online, if someone's going to sit in a theater for 2 hours, that doesn't mean they're going to sit on Zoom for 2 hours, right?
Right.
You got to cut all that stuff in half. So the play runs about a half hour, and then we're going to do a half hour we're going to do a holiday sing-along to lift everyone's spirits after the Law and Order episode. And Amy Cabot, who is in Dancing at Lunasa, the great
yes.
Ash directed that. Yeah, and she sang and she danced. But Amy's a great musician and a singer, and she's in a band, and she played at our holiday party. Was that last year or 2 years ago? But anyway, I asked her, I said, Amy, can you come with your guitar and sit on the steps of the theater and sing some holiday songs? And she brought her friends Leif Smith and his daughter Clara Smith, and he played the mandolin and Clara sang, and we did the 12 Days of Christmas and Jingle Bells and Deck the Halls. And then I'm going to put the words on the bottom of the screen so we can all sing along wherever you are.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Everyone's muted, right? So just, lift your, who cares? I imagine people sitting around on their couch watching. It's a $10 minimum donation. It's been a crazy year for everyone. So if it's $10, throw down $10, you get a link, sit around with your family, enjoy the show. If you can donate more, please donate more. Today is Giving Day, as we know, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, if you're feeling generous. And we had a $5,000 goal, and we're almost at $3,000.
That's awesome.
Good for you. That's excellent. So when does it begin to air?
Wait, before we even get to that, I don't think we've even gotten to the title of the play. What is the title?
This is why I can't direct myself. Somebody has to slow down. So, all right, I'll do you one better. So I'll give you this. It's Always Anastasia. And it was published in the Best Plays from the Strawberry Festival, Volume 5.
Oh, nice.
And it's Always, Anastasia. I don't know if I put punctuation in my title again. I don't know if it was sort of bold, but it's letters. So Always Anastasia. Anastasia is writing letters to this cop. And she was a woman that he worked on the case, and she's like haunting him. And he's disillusioned. He's on the verge of a nervous breakdown. And we don't know what happened to his wife. And always Anastasia. That's how she signs the letters. That's where it comes from.
Very good. Very good. I can't wait to see it. So yeah, do give us the airing details.
Yeah, so just check this out. If you're a numerologist, you'd have a field day with this. December 20th, 2020 at 2 p.m. It's a Sunday matinee. It's Sunday afternoon, 12:20.
Okay.
We're going to do it live. So here's the thing, Beth. And my actors keep saying, are we doing this live? And I'm like, we're going to do it live. Because that's the thing of live theater. And even though we're doing it all on Zoom, I've worked with each one of them, but we've never met for this. So John is in Brooklyn, New York. Nikki was up in Vermont for a little while with her family, and Joy's in Connecticut. And they're just in 3 different places, and they have to be their own prop master. They have to be their own stage manager. Right. Like last rehearsal, we ran it, and then we ran it again. And for them to reset, they're like, hold on, I need a cigarette. I got to put my thing here. I need my coffee cup here. There's a lot of details.
Right.
Do that. And then I'm once again in the sound booth. If you remember for Colombo, I was up in the sound booth.
Oh, I sat next to you when I came.
Yes. I have that memory. That was opening night.
Yes.
And directing Colombo, which is a dream, was on my bucket list, right? And all the revolving set and the craziness. And I did my welcome to the show, and I sat down, and I was like, oh, that's Beth Young. But watching the audience react to the show, I think that's why you sit back there.
Yeah.
The audience, my friends were in the front row. She's like, oh, no. Look out. Like people were like so into it. That was very rewarding that night.
Yeah.
But sometimes I got to sit there. Sometimes I had to climb up that crazy ladder into the sound booth and do phone ring, the doorbell. So on Zoom, it's a little tricky. And once again, I hope the doorbell rings when the doorbell is supposed to ring and the phone rings when it's supposed to ring. And we've got a little music. So yeah, I'm doing all the sound cues. in Zoom, and we're gonna try to do it live. I mean, but what happened to you last night, right? There's a big storm and it blows out the internet.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen to you.
That's
Not gonna
gonna
happen.
Weekend, and it's the middle of the day. And I want to say that I think the way you have planned, you wrote your play really lends itself to this format because you have only 2 people max. So that is very, very helpful. And I think that would work out really well. I'm really very
Well, I have to
excited
say, I know, Beth, also you are a playwright as well. We I just did a virtual theater with your was it Wanted for Dinner? It was a one.
Yeah.
With the great Miles Everett. And yeah, so when you're writing a play like that and you're thinking about the characters on Zoom as we're rehearsing, I'm coming up with all these ideas for this platform.
Right.
A video diary, you know, like The Martian, like being in Mars, you know, because it's very like they're giving a lot of their dialogue right to camera. Like, come on, let me buy. Don't get in my way. It's very unique. And yeah, I didn't mean to do this, but yes, it does lend itself to characters at a time. Give your dialogue, and instead of reading, I do see some virtual productions are just doing straight readings. Instead of saying like Nick's sitting there drinking a cup of coffee, I have him sitting there with a cup of coffee. Like they're
right
out. Right. So it's really engaging. I'm very excited for people to see it.
So let me ask you, how much rehearsal does go into this now? How does that work?
I was afraid of scaring people off with a crazy rehearsal schedule, so I pitched once a week. I said Sunday at 2. We're going to perform it Sunday at 2, so let's get together every Sunday at 2 and run it. You know, repetition. Let's just run it. So we talk a little bit in the beginning, we practice like a few things, and then we just run the whole thing, and then we talk about it. And another key thing with the Zoom platform, a pro, is you hit the record button, and I send it out. And everybody watches themselves.
Watches it. Oh, that's good.
So they pick up so many things. I mean, they have fine-tuned their performance because they say, oh, you know, when I do this, I'm in the shadow, or you know, if I do this, you can't see my eyes. Like they see these things. They're reviewing it during the week, and we get together once a week. But we started rehearsing in October. So October, November, December, once a week.
Once a week.
That's the commitment. So it wasn't too scary.
Not too scary. And easy enough to do twice in a row, so you can really work off of it. So that's great. That's great.
You've had a varied background, as we were talking about beforehand. You act, you direct, you write. Is there anything that you lean towards more, or do you of like, oh, I really love being a director, I act sometimes, or whatever that is? Do you have one that you lean towards?
Interesting, right? If I had to wear one hat.
Yeah.
I do like wearing lots of different hats. Yeah, directing is tough. Directing was tough. There's part of it that I love, that it's just, you know, lights up, you enter, you know, it's like the God complex of things happening. But there's also a lot of pressure to that. And then when I was directing, I felt like I want to be on stage again. And originally, when I looked at our season at the Town Players of Newtown, they're doing Good People.
Yeah.
The People, Frances McDermott. And I read that and I was like, I want to play this. I want to do this. Like, and I wanted to be on stage again. So I think, it goes up and down. And then sometimes now with this hibernation, this quarantine, I find myself writing. You know, I want to write. As I see things and I want to write. Yeah, I guess I want to be all 3 of them. When I was little, I had to pick, like, what do you want to be? And I would always say, I want to be an entertainer. You know,
there we go.
Right. I want to jazz hands. Yes. I like it all. And I think it helps me as a director because I have been an actor.
Totally.
You know, and I know what it's like when a director gives you no freedom to do anything. Like, I don't do that to my actors. And vice versa. I have compassion for the director when he's just like, please, this is my vision. You know, I can see different sides of the coin.
Well, you can probably see the challenge of the playwright too, in that I'm handing over this thing I did. Please be kind to it. Please be
so
careful.
Scary. But it's so thrilling to hear somebody like do your lines and do them, you know, different. I mean, John's amazing, and they're all playing off each other. Like when you run with a runner who's faster than you, you know, it like motivates you to go faster. I mean, they're just challenging each other. They blow me away every week. I record it and I watch it. I'm like an audience member, like.
Well, this is super exciting.
Keep refining. Yes, today's December 1st. We got 2 days.
First, yeah, you're working your way there. What's behind you is just really it's luminous. It's really quite something. Beautiful. Very taken with it.
Yes, from downstairs, the curtains from downstairs, some Christmas lights, and I
love it.
Thank you. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Make it festive, make it fun. I'm gonna do the introduction. I'll be on camera. So yeah, some kind of creative outlet in this crazy year has been a real gift.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I agree. Because
So this is
get bottled up.
yeah, so this is a fundraiser for the Town Players of Newtown. Where December 20th, live, 2 p.m. Where can people get tickets? On their website, Facebook?
Newtownplayers.org. Yeah,
Newtownplayers.
Newtownplayers.org. Go right to the homepage, and then we pop you over to Donor Box. We're using Donor Box, which is super simple, and all the money comes directly to the theater. There's no fees or anything. So like I said, you can just $10. You can just throw it down, and then we're going to send out the link about 24 hours ahead of time. I'm finding that's what people are doing. I guess maybe I don't want you to lose the link or share the link, but yeah, anyone who's donated up to this point, we have maybe like 55, 60 donations. And they're still coming. So that's the other thing. There's no capacity. You know, we can have 100 people. We can, you know, come on in. And then we'll probably put up the recording after the event as well, either for a donation or as a gift to the community. But we'll capture it. We'll definitely capture it for folks who can't see it live.
That's
awesome.
Great. That's
all right.
Great.
Well, thank you, Michele, for being here. This has been great. We'll have to have you back next time for your next thing.
Thank you so much for having me. And I'm so excited for both of you. It's going to be a great year. It's a whole new world, but we're moving into this new, like, innovative theater. It's a whole new medium.
Yeah. It will be. And it'll be fun. We'll make it fun. It'll be fun.
Make it fun. Yes, indeed.
That's right.
Just have my lipstick marks on the glass. Let's cheers to the new year.
It's well loved.
Cheers. So thank you, Michele, and thank you, our viewers, for viewing. Nope, that's not the right wording of that. That's why I'm not a playwright, really.
Yes, you are.
Well,
tuning in. There you go.
There we go. Virtual holiday fundraiser, December 20th for the Town Players of Newtown. We will see you next time. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank